A very good afternoon and a warm welcome to all our esteemed guests and to dear learners. I'm Dr. Ria Tukral from the Homeopathic Academy, and the topic for today's discussion is a very important and relevant one, which is learn the art of smart study for competitive exams. We have Dr. Pratibha Pathak with us, who will be our torch bearer today, enlightening the path to success in the various competitive exams we have to go through. With the upcoming AIA PGET, UPPSC, Research Officer, and many other state PSC exams, we felt it was necessary to have some guidance on how to prepare and keep ourselves motivated. We have Dr. Pratibha Pathak live with us right now to do just that. But before we go ahead with this webinar, let me introduce the Homeopathic Academy to you. Most of you already know about it, but I would like to take just 2 minutes of your time to, give you a little introduction. So please bear with me for a few minutes here. So the Homeopathic Academy, or THA as we call it, it is B Jain's effort towards digitalizing homeopathy and providing a platform for quality education online. THA offers you a range of online courses by well-known academicians on numerous subjects of homeopathy at UG, PG, UPSC, and CME level. All these courses are enriched with state-of-the-art audio-video technology, text and vector animations, giving you an HD quality audio and video experience made by a dynamic team of qualified doctors, video editors, and many more professionals. These courses will perfectly complement your studies to make learning an extraordinary experience. On your screens, you can see some of our courses currently streaming on our website, www.thehomeopathicacademy.com. Please have a look. I'm just flipping through the pages to let you know all the topics and the courses that we have with us. So there are some UG courses, some very interesting CME courses that you can see on your screens. We will provide you with a file of this PPT so that, if you want to read, you want to have a reference about the courses, you can, refer to that. So as you can see, Dr. Pratibha also has a course on homeopathic Materia Medica with a competitive approach that is live on our website. And there is also an up and coming course on gynecology and obstetrics with a competitive approach, which will be soon available. So in these courses of Dr. Pratibha, she will teach us both these important subjects, Materia Medica and Gynae Obs, with reference to multiple choice questions and important pointers. So we have some other courses as well on for competitive exam preparation on anatomy and physiology and forensic medicine and toxicology as well. You can go to our website, www.thehomeopathicacademy.com, and you can take a look if you want to. All right. All right, coming back to this webinar, let me introduce our esteemed speaker for today, Dr. Pratibha Pathak, to you all. So Dr. Pratibha Pathak is MD in Materia Medica from Sri Sainath Postgraduate Homeopathic Medical College, Allahabad. She is a determined, diligent, and committed homeopathic professional. She completed her BHMS in 2003 with honors in Materia Medica, Organon, and Community Medicine from St. KGK Homeopathic Medical College and Hospital, Moradabad. And currently, she is an associate professor in Paxson Homeopathic Medical College and Hospital. Dr. Pratibha, ma'am, can we please have you here with us?
Thank you, Dr. Ria. Very good afternoon to you and all the listeners who are here.
Thank you so much, ma'am, for being here with us, for joining us for this very interesting and sought after topic, I must say. So before I hand over to you and we move on with our enlightening journey, let me quickly explain our learners how they can connect with you. So, guys, on the right-hand side panel of your screens, you have a short chat box. You can type a question or message, anything you have for Dr. Pratibha right there, and press the button next to it to send it to us. I request you all to send your questions only after ma'am's lecture is over, as that might disturb her and we wouldn't want that. So, without wasting any more time, let's start learning. Over to you, ma'am.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you so much, Dr. Ria. So, listeners, I'll try my level best to give my best effort on the topic which has been given to me regarding the preparation for competitive exams. So, can we have slides, Dr. Ria? Yeah. Okay. So, with the blessings of our master, Dr. Samuel Frederick Henneman, I'll start. So, whenever we first talk about competitions, the first feeling which comes into our mind is how we will perform or whether we will get selected or not. So, there is an anxiety and there is a panic, or we can say examination problem, which every student must have experienced in their lives, and it is a vicious cycle. See, exam has a that element in it that it creates a fear inside a person, and this fear brings about. Hello, is there any disturbance? Am
No,
I
ma'am.
audible?
Yes, ma'am. Please continue.
Oh, okay, okay. Thank you so much. Okay, so this fear, this anxiety itself lowers the performance, and whenever the poor outcome, unfortunately, poor outcome comes, so this fear feeling, this anxiety feeling, and the performance thing, it again strongers the anxiety further ahead when a person faces for the next competition. So it is a kind of a vicious cycle we can see here. So now, how to break this cycle? For first of all, we should know why are we facing this competition? Why, what we are going to attempt for this? So, in behind lies the goal. So, goal is a our examinations like UPSC, PSC states, AIA, PGET, medical officers, research officers, and interview for NRHM of any public and private sector job. So this is a basic goal for the competitions which we are talking about here. So one thing is very much worth realizing here, that the study which we do for the regular exam, that is university exams, and studying for a competitive exam is a totally different scenario there. This study needs to be a very compact, which covers all the topic at the same time, leaving nothing behind, and it has to be very quick revision kind of a thing, understanding as well as revising. Now, uh, for to crack any competition, strategy and planning plays a great role. So there's a no magic formula for success. There is no shortcuts. It needs a good preparation, smart work, and common sense. So first of all, we need to find out which are the books, which are the best books we should study, then the time management, then how to memorize better whatever we have read, how to memorize it in a better way so that we can retain it, and practice and discussions, then MCQ segregation as per the different criteria. Questions are asked in a certain pattern, so that pattern needs to be identified. On basis of that, MCQ segregation needs to be done, and then meeting the challenges. Self confidence and determination. We all know the value of these two things. So, anything is achievable. We have been taught since childhood, where there is a will, there is a way. And this is a very popular for very reason, that fact it has been verified again and again. We see so many people in like Commonwealth Games are going on. I'll take this reference. Many people, they are struggling so long, but they have that will, they have that zeal, they have that determination. Okay, they'll get it finally. So that kind of a will is required. Then second comes the self confidence and determination, that I have to do it, I will do it at any cost. So once we get that confidence and the will to crack the examination, I think nothing is going to be hindrance, create that kind of a hindrance in your way. success will eventually, of course, it will fall into place. So time management is a thing which I realize that many of the students they lack. They don't know how to manage their time because of obviously 24 hours are not going to increase. It is only 24 hours and we have to finish entire daily routine as well, and the studies as well, and of course playing as well. So in this, self assessment is most important. So we have to decide how much time should be given to study and also to a particular subject. So people have different time zones. People study at night, some few people study in the morning. But if the studies are done in the morning, the grasping power is very good. It is easy to memorize. Mind is fresh in the morning. So, but again, I will not say if anybody wishes to, plan their studies in the night. Maybe they are doing some job work in the morning or in the daytime, so they can plan their time accordingly at the night. So that is what I am saying. The self assessment and the individualization, it comes here also. So now planning should be done as how much time should be given to every subject individually. So time distribution depends upon the number of questions or percentage of question that comes from each subject in the examination. We should be very aware. We should have knowledge about that. So almost 50% questions are from the homeopathic subjects, that is Materia, Medica, and Organon, Pharmacy. So these subjects carry most of the questions, and Materia is a very vast among them. So more time, obviously, more time will be required by the homeopathic subjects, and all the allied subject, they are important because they decide the rank. I have seen that. People fail to attempt at times the critical question from these allied subject because we put our all focus on the homeopathic subjects. So it should be a balanced distribution of time among all the subjects. Then another aspect of time management depends that on which subject student is weak or strong. If a person is very good in Materia Medica, then maybe he can provide a less time to Materia Medica and give his time or her time to the other subjects in which he feels there's a required effort to be made. Okay, so it is an individualized concept, time management. But here I have focused on certain points which a person can decide on basis of that. So next comes the competition and success. For success, we have seen the time management, we have talked about the self confidence. Now, there should be a vision for a goal that I have to achieve this. So, and once you have determined the goal, all the focus should be on the goal, neither right nor left. Only one thing should be in mind, that this year I need to crack this competition. So follow the strategy and planning, time management and all. Follow the plan with consistency. It should not be like we have made a timetable today and okay, we'll follow for a week or 15 days and then everything vanishes. So consistency plays a big role there. It should become your habit. It should be in your plan in a very disciplined and a punctual way. Then only you can crack the goal. So that dedication is very much required for a competition, any competition for that matter. So I'll be talking about the modern age tool, that is e-learning, and COVID has taught this thing nicely to us. There was lockdown, all were in their home, respective home, working, learning. So all the mode came online. चाहे whether it is teaching, whether it is job, so it is a modern age tool. Advantages are there for this modern age tool, like there's an advantage of teacher is available at any time. You can there's an advantage of convenience. Initially, if you're on offline lecture, for example, then there's a particular time which you have to take out, otherwise you are going to miss the lecture. But teacher is available, you can listen to the lecture at your leisure. Then there is advantage of demonstration. Audio visual aids are there, then animations can be added for the better explanation and remembrance of the things. Then advantage of flexibility of the time, we discussed this. And content complementing the textbook. So whatever online courses are being made, especially by THA, all are complementing the textbook. They are very authentic source, and it's not that any false information or any that kind of a thing is being given here. So it is the content is complementing the textbook. So what a person needs, a person can carry on with these courses along with their respective clinics, their jobs. They can follow this kind of courses. So it is a modern age tool. It is very convenient these days. This course, which will be soon available on the THA platform, it's Obstetrics and Gynaecology, Reproductive Medicine, that is Gynae and Obs with competitive approach. Regarding this topic, I like to give some information. So this is a course which gives an overview of complete subject on gynecology also and obstetrics also. And there's a systematic design of course as per the syllabus and the important topics. We all know it is a very vast, both gynae and obs are a vast subjects altogether, and questions asked are between 5 to 7% in competitive exams. So not much. It doesn't make much chunk of the MCQs asked, but still we cannot leave it behind. We have to pay attention to the all subjects. We have to study all parts, but since we cannot do it in a very detailed way, we can do it smartly, covering the important topics altogether. So there's an approach-based discussion with MCQs. Whatever topics are being discussed, then after that MCQs are being practiced with their respective explanations as well. And all the heavy textbook and the study matter is being replaced by a very compact content to cover the vast syllabus in very short time. So that is the beauty of this course. So it's like prepared, everything is given prepared to you, and you have to just go through it thoroughly and a very systematic and a planned way, making your timetable and distributing the study hours. So if you follow the syllabus and topics in this gynae and all, the success will definitely be yours. Now, what important thing is being done in this course is the topic segregations. See, if we study chapter wise, then it will take a lot of time, and even in comprehending and also memorizing. So, like we can segregate into two parts, like normal and abnormal. So, normal will include all the anatomy, physiology of female genitalia, then antenatal care, pregnancy, normal labor, preparium, etc. So whatever is normal inside this gynae and obs has been studied together, and whatever is abnormal, the diseases, disorders, and defects have been taken together. So in this way, what happens, we are studying on a similar pattern, so memorizing and understanding a topic becomes better. But this comes only when you have gone through it in a undergraduate or undergraduate course. Already you have gone through a textbook during your regular UG time period. Then this helps. Segregation helps then. It's not afresh you can start with the segregation. Okay. So there are certain golden points which one must remember regarding this course, that all important high yielding topics have been covered separately. They are also mentioned golden points which has been asked in the previous year MCQs and interviews as well. There are certain must known facts which one should not omit, and last minute revision points also have been covered in this course to help those like a person, if the person has not got enough of time for preparation, then last minute revision can help that person. Then repeatedly asked questions are also covered, and most of the part of the MCQs is related to the repeatedly asked question because they have more chance of the asking again. So every question matters. Remember, even a single question, if is a mark for you, is a complete gaining mark for you. So if you leave a question, that is a loss definitely. Read and revise. So we read any topic to understand well, to comprehend well, and revision is for the memorizing purpose. So, whatever we read, we may or may not memorize. So, effort is for the revision. Effort should be for the revision, especially in case of the competitions. Yes, it is very important to retain, and at the same time, it is boring as well. I will admit, because reading understood part, reading it again to memorize becomes boring. A new concept you are studying is interesting, but if you are reading again revising it, it becomes a bit boring. So we can make it interesting in a way, like we can study in our close circles with our friends, or we can practice MCQs and give marks to oneself. In this way, it will become interesting. This is like rewarding thing, motivates and helps to retain as well. So the question which you are not able to answer, you'll keep in the it will retain, it will be there in your memory. Okay. So in this way, a revision can be made interesting. Books for reference, it is very important, because this course is having all the important topics, and in a very compact form, but at times it happens that certain things are not in detail. So for that matter, there are certain books. I am giving you the reference here, which you can just turn on the pages and find out that particular topic and read it in detail if understanding is the problem. So one book is Self-Assessment and Review for Obstetrics and Gynaecology by Dr. Sakshi Arora Hans and Dr. D.C. Datta, textbook of Obs and Gynecology. We are familiar with this book very much. Then there are Shaw's textbook of Gynecology and William textbook of Obstetrics. So these books are enough. If I talk about the course itself is enough. If you go it thoroughly, if you read it and listen to it properly, you need not anything else, because the reference have been taken from these books also. But in case you require, you can go through the books as well. Then this is another course of mine which has been which is available on the platform of DHA. This is Smart Study of Homeopathic Materia Medica with Competitive Approach. And if I talk about Materia, there are certain books to study. Number one is Keynotes and Characteristics with Comparisons of Some of the Materia Medica with Souls by Dr. S.C. Allen. And this is a wonderful book for competition. I always tell my students and all the learners that this should be on your tips. This book, the question is asked as it is. No changes are made at times. The keynotes, the characteristics, Allen's questions are definitely there in every UPSC exam, UPPSC exam. You can check with the content also, last year questions. Another book is Dr. Borik's Materia Medica. These two books are most important textbooks that should be studied properly. Itself, there's a preface in the first edition of Allen Keynotes that the life work of the student of the homeopathic Materia Medica is one of the constant comparisons and differentiations. So the best way to memorize Materia Medica is always to make comparisons and differentiations between the medicines, because it is not possible to retain everything about every medicine. So the similar points and the differentiating points, that makes easy to retain. The central modality of medicine is very important. Every medicine must be having a central modality or certain kind of keynotes or certain characteristics. Like for example, aggravation from motion of brainia and ambulation from motion of rustox. Everybody must be having on their tips. Everybody knows it. So this is a very familiar way. This is a central modality of medicine. So these becomes very important. Then there are certain landmarks of medicine like furious and vicious delirium of belladonna or apathetic indifference of phosphoric acid. Then there are some guiding characteristic symptoms that marks the individuality of the remedy, which should always be kept in mind. And relationship of the medicine. Different medicines have different kind of relationship amongst each other. They can be inimical, they can be complementary, they can be cognates. So we all know these these from this important part has been asked in MCQs. So these becomes very important. So students are always advised to do a comparative study, and this voluminous symptomatology is there. So it is better to make a comparative chart among the like kingdom of different various kingdom of medicine. We can divide the family wise. We can divide medicines as per the family and chalk down the similar points and the differentiating points. So this makes easy study, right? So next, what are the books to study उसके अंदर ही there is another book by Dr. William Borick, and this book contains well-known verified characteristic symptom of all medicine. This is a very good clinical book of Materia Medica also, and this book provides symptoms in italics which are very important as per regard to MCQs which have been asked in the exams, and students should make a note of these also. And medicines are covered in detail system wise with therapeutic approach, followed by modalities and relationships at the end in this book. So I think even if these two books are covered well during the preparation, the better is one as if we talk about Mcq Medica especially. Nothing has been asked out of these two books. Majority of questions are from these two books. So student can make their notes from these two books particularly. So I was talking about notes. Notes are always again individualistic. See, individualization it works in homeopathy and it works in competitions also. So you will not benefit from the notes which other people have made for you. So you should always have a habit to make your notes as per your understanding, and it will help you in revision. It will help you in good learning and the final, especially in the final revision before the exams. And at times it happens that students will study at the 11th hour and few topics they will miss, so that should not be done. There's competition is a whole about the not about the selective study but the smart study. So because whatever questions are difficult they decide the rank of student. So if you want a good rank you need to go in a study all the topics, all the important points of the topic in a very smart way. And while making notes, students can use different color for confuse and tricky questions while solving the MCQs, so that while revision they'll take heed of those first. And regular practice sessions for MCQs is that must be done little by little on daily basis. Daily 24 hours can be like if we dedicate 8 hours to the study, so hourly we can divide and give a 1 hour probably for a MCQs practice. And discussing with friends is also good for memorizing. It's very good. So when we friends are always they give you a good learning in life. So you can discuss with friends, and you can keep a kind of quiz among friends, close friends, so that will help you in retaining. Revision is key to success. Please remember, if you don't revise whatever you have read, you tend to forget, because it's a human mind, and in 2-3 days, memory gets start fading a bit. So if we revise within 2-3 days before memory gets faint, it helps in good retain. So, timetable should be planned in such a way to incorporate the time for revision. And I repeat, it is very must. One should please pay attention to this revision part. It's not that you will read once and you will retain and memorize everything. One should practice as many mock tests and MCQs as possible. So while we are choosing the MCQs, we should check it is an authentic source, because at times it happens that answers are not correct or confusing, and try to check those answers a little bit. Try to read a little bit explanation from the book also, so that if you will open a book for a particular MCQs where you think you need to revise a bit, then you see the whole topic in a glance. That will help you. Then, before going for MCQ practice, read the related topic from the concerned textbook. So it will give a good understanding of the topic. So it will help you in solving the MCQs in a better way. There can be group discussion as we discussed in the few minutes back, and among friends presenting different topic and exchanging knowledge. In this way, many topics can be understood and covered simultaneously also. So it saves time as well. Now I was talking about MCQ segregation and different types of question which have been asked. See, there is no fixed criteria to judge probability of questions, but one can see repetition and the pattern and the kind of question which are being asked from the previous year's question bank, and we can plan to lay stress accordingly on different topics. So while practicing MCQs, students can mark how many times it is repeatedly asked, so it becomes a high probability question. So when you are revising or when you are practicing MCQs, definitely if you face it more times and it get retains in your memory. Then questions are asked in various formats. Question can be asked in a one-line characteristic based question. They can also be asked in a tabular form question matching two tables with different heads. And it happens with the gynae also. It can be in any subject. It's not just Materia Medica. There can be a general factual questions, and there can be a tabular questions comparing two conditions in obs or gynae as well, like in Materia Medica also. There can be a case presentation type question. It can be in Materia, it can be in obs gynae also. They can ask you that primary gravida comes in and having spotting since 2 3 days. So what can be the condition? They can ask you like this. So a case presentation type question also comes. So you should be able to answer. It can be a case of spontaneous abortion. So then relationship defining questions in Materia Medica. They can ask you different relation among the remedies and medicine in series question or from the trials, specifically in Materia Medica. So different types of question are being asked. So your preparation should be according to that as well. Now, question on common names of medicine, their families, group, etc., to which they belong. We all know our medicine have been derived from different plant kingdom, animal kingdom, and also further in plant kingdom, different families. So we should know the origin of the medicine and how they have been derived from that. Then question can be asked on modalities, desire, aversion, and not only single medicine, but can be comparative in different medicines also. So I would like to share a few examples here to make you understand better. So there's a question: sensation as if heavy black cloud settled all over her and enveloped her head, so all is in darkness and confusion, is a characteristic symptom of. Now this question has been asked in the UPSC exam, and it's a very keynote kind of a question, and everybody must be knowing the answer. This question is very characteristic of Actia racemosa, and this question has been quoted as it is. So characteristic of any medicine becomes important. So direct questions are very easy to solve if one has prepared and read the remedy well. Then this is a tabular kind of a question you can see on your screens. So you can see the uncommon symptoms and the medicine's name. They are given on in a tabular form, and then there are codes given below in options. So it is also easy because if you are knowing two, then probably you will able to find out the other because answer is given in front only. So if you have read with concentration, you have read with focus, then you will be able to find out which symptoms belong to the which medicine. So this kind of questions, tabular questions, are being asked here. Then these tabular questions are easy to answer, as I told you, if you have good knowledge of medicine. As the answers are given in front only, I said already, and we have to just put stress on our mind to recall the correct answer. So let us take another example of question type. This is a case type of question. The question says a 26-year-old man has premature graying of hair. He remains under constant mental strain. Which one of the following is likely the remedy for him? So this is a like patient is visiting in a clinic and they have formulated a question on that. So the above question is in form of a clinical case presentation incorporating symptoms of a medicine. So until one is not thorough about the medicine, it will be difficult to answer such questions. Next example is about the family that they can directly ask that medicine lead and pal belongs to family of. So it is a regarding question family of medicine. It can be asked on the common name as well. Then complementary relationship questions like below. Which medicine is complementary to which medicine? So they can ask which is the correct combination here. Now MCQs may be repeated in same or different format. Whatever may be format, thing is that if you read well, you will be able to answer them. So read concerned medicine from textbook first, and then make a comparative notes on every subject you are with whichever subject you are studying, and then practice MCQs from old question papers, question banks as much as possible with reasoning based answers. So try to get concept of the tricky question from the textbook. So I have given you reference of textbook for this purpose only. See, not every question will demand opening of textbook. There will be certain tricky questions which you need to refer back to the textbook, and this will give you a good understanding of those tricky questions, because at times there are very similar choices. We get stuck between two choices. The Homeopathic Academy is providing all the best possible material and MCQs with logical reasoning given with answers to help you understand better. And the medicines are explained in comprehensive manner, and it is followed by MCQs and explanations. So these courses of obstetric and gynecology and Materia Medica is complete in all aspects. It's just like a ladder to success. So if you go through these courses, you will find they are the best for you for the coming exams. Once you've made up your mind, determined, and you have perseverance, then nothing will stop you from reaching the success. So don't take competition as stress. Instead, a passion is required. It is very much required that you need to crack the examination. The will is required and proper planning. If you have a proper planning, nothing can fail you. So the biggest challenge is to retain an answer, and the best part to retain is practice. So it will bring close to perfection. Not perfection, but yes, close to perfection. So this was all about what I had to say regarding the competitions. You give your 100%, and you need not to be a bookworm. Just give your best, plan your best, and leave the rest, I would say. So thank you. My best wishes to all the competitors who are going to face the exams in the coming months.
Thank you, ma'am. That was indeed very enlightening for us. I'm sure those who have joined us today, they are very thankful to you for your guidance, and they will be able to crack these competitions, as you said. So, dear learners, please comment in the chat box with your questions now. We will begin the question and answer session in a minute. And you have already talked about your courses, ma'am, that you have with us, gynecology and obstetrics, and on homeopathic materia medica with competitive approach. So I would like to inform all our learners that THA has come up with a special Independence Day offer. We have a flat 35% off on all our courses, including Dr. Pratibha's online courses. You can visit the website, enroll in the course, use THA35 coupon code in the checkout. This offer will stand till 15th of August. So go ahead and enroll in Dr. Pratibha's online course before the offer ends. We are providing you with the link on your chat right now. You can click on it and go to that later. So, ma'am, let's take up a few questions.
Yeah, sure.
So just give me a second. I will close this slide for you. Yes, ma'am. So the first question that I'm getting here is the learner wants to know how much time we should devote for the allied subjects, since homeopathic subjects are, more, important for us in homeopathic competitive exams. So how much time do you think we should give for allied?
See, again, as I said, Dr. Ria, this homeopathy tells us about individualization. So here again comes the individualization, but yes, I'll give a certain insight to it. See, if you are studying materia, organon, and pharmacy, so we can see the materia has a more content with respect to giving time. So more of time is required for materia. Organon is a more explanatory thing. So organon may you need to put stress on the different aphorisms, which what is in different aphorisms. So you can place your focus there. And regarding the allied, I think allied is the lacking part. Students should give uh, more time, like they can, if they are dedicating their 8 hours to a study, I think 8 hours is more than enough for any competition if they are giving it proper 8 hours. So they can give their every day they can divide the timetable in such a way, like there are 7 days in a week. So they can dedicate maybe 2 days for obs gynae, 2 days for surgery, in a in a in a circulatory manner they can do it. Okay, so if they're giving their 2 days for obs gynae, they should be not consecutive. They can keep like Monday they are studying the obs gynae, then let it come on the Wednesday or Thursday. So if they are studying the text on obs gynae on Monday, then they can practice the MCQs on the third day. Okay, so this will let them know okay how much they have retained and what all they forget. So next, when the next chance comes of the next day comes, like again Monday comes for obs gynae, so they should put less stress on the whatever they had forgot in the previous when they studied. They perform the MCQs. So just find out where they are lacking. Every time, whole of the revision is not required. So just find out where they are lacking and put stress on more on that. So 2 days in a week for a allied, and maybe 2 hours. Maybe 2 hours is sufficient. And rest also depends on which subject they are weak. They should give more of hours of study to that subject in which they are weak, in which they are maybe forgetting more. And our subjects, as far as homeopathic subjects are concerned, practicing MCQs will help more, because we are since first year we are studying our homeopathic subjects, so we are very much synchronized with those kind of studies. Every year we are doing materia, every year organon is there. But these allied subjects are in a particular year, like surgery is in second and third year, and FMT only in second year, third year. Now they have introduced in 2 years. So after that, we are out of touch of the FMT part. Okay, we are out of touch with surgery. So that's why, because the memory fades. So practicing more MCQs in the homeopathic subjects, and understanding and practicing MCQs in the allied subjects will help. And keep it in a rotational manner.
Okay,
Practice
ma'am.
MCQs wherever those MCQs which you are not able to answer, just mark them with a different color and revise it and read it through the book as well and the text as well. So that is going to help. Just find out your mistakes and work on your mistakes. That will bring success.
Yes, thank you, ma'am. So I have another question for you. Since AIA PGET is just around the corner, it's like coming in a few months, I think. So what are the last minute tips and tricks to, crack this exam, according to you?
Okay, so last minute. What I think last minute is MCQ practice only. Last minute, you should not enter and open the books, please. That will bring lot of anxiety and lot of panic, and whatever confidence you are having, you are going to lose that. So better last minute is always go for the MCQ practice, and wherever you are getting the hindrance, wherever you are not able to answer, just open that part and study that part. Again, go back to the MCQs. You should not open your textbook and study in detail at the last minute. It's not advisable. At least I will not say. You will lose that confidence. So that is the thing which I will like to suggest. Go for the MCQ practice as much as you can. That will help.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am. I guess we'll take up just one last question since we're already running out of time. Let me see if we have an interesting one for you. Uh, okay. So, ma'am, can you tell us a little more about your course on gynecology and obstetrics?
Oh, sure. See, gynae and obs is a very interesting topic too. When we come to study the different aspects of it, and my course has this. I already told about the highlights that it is covering the normal and abnormal in a different way. It's not like if you open your textbook, there are different topics or headings which are given in a very serious sequential way. So I have not followed that sequence there. I have followed the sequence which is easy to understand. But this sequence can only be followed after you have gone through that course in UG properly. And I have included more of the case type of questions as well, because lot of questions come in form of case scenario, case clinical case presentation, as I had discussed in type of questions. And then there are certain golden points which are being asked repeatedly. There are certain golden points. Okay, you have to memorize as it is, and so the comparative thing is also there. Like if there is a comparative in CA cervix, CA endometrium, so it is given there what is the differentiating point where the differential diagnosis plays the role, and put stress on that, the DD part, because the question comes from investigations I have covered in a different chapter altogether, the ultrasonography findings and all. And fetal studies are there, from question comes different varying, the measurements especially are important in the cephalopelvic disproportion and all. So all those measurements have been dealt with properly, and made in a form of again golden points there. So just lay stress on those golden points and last minute revision MCQs. So it is
Uh,
a very tricky kind of a subject. People are not interested to go through that. But once you will go through the course, you will understand that's very interesting. It's very interesting to understand it. It's very easy to learn it. There should be a proper, just insight into the subject that I have tried to bring about in my course. And I think students will learn it, and they will like it.
yes, ma'am, definitely. It was, very interesting to work on it as well with you. I'm
Yeah,
sure
it
they will.
took a lot of time because this is a like a work done beforehand for our learners.
Yes,
This is
ma'am.
a kind of notes prepared from them for them. So it's a like a cooked thing. Everything is cooked for them. They need to just put in efforts and try to retain and memorize as much as they can and practice MCQs.
Absolutely, ma'am, absolutely. So one learner wants you to suggest some books for practicing MCQs if you know some good ones.
I think MCQs book this we have enough of MCQs, Dr. Riya, in our course itself. I don't think you need to go out anywhere. But still, if you recommend, there's a book called Kaizen. We all know Dr. Kajendra's book. It's very good. And then we have very famous popular books of for at the MCQs. But one thing I cannot promise here is that the about the answers and the
Mm.
explanations. So wherever there a person is having a doubt about the answer, please don't agree just because for the sake it is mentioned in the MCQ book. Just go and check and verify with the textbook. One must have this habit because
Yes,
they're so closely resembling answers at times that people get confused. So it should be a habit to refer back to the textbook always.
yes, ma'am, definitely. It's a big challenge to find a good
Correct?
reference,
Yes,
the
yes,
right reference.
yes,
Absolutely.
yes.
Okay, okay. Another question for you, ma'am, quickly. AIPGT exam will be in month of September. So is it beneficial to take your obs and gynae course now?
Yeah, definitely it's in the pipeline, although, but yes, it will be completed soon. And I think the launch and all, I can't tell. The DHA will be able to tell it better. But yes, of course, a month before is also going to help you as far as MCQs are concerned. It depends all on you. It's going to be beneficial by all means if you take beforehand, like in August as well. And though it's in pipeline, that is the question that when it will be released. So,
And
but you
most
can
probably
always,
in this very month, we'll be up
yeah,
and
it
out
will
with
be,
the
it will be
course
done. So
in this
once
very.
I would suggest one should go for it, because it is a very compact kind of a course. And compact, not that it will run through the series and the topics like without making you understand. It has a understanding concept also, and it has a memorizing, and a stress is laid on the important topics. So not to turn every page of the textbook like 11th hour study it is. So these courses are beneficial for the 11th hour study also. So one should go for it by all means. I think it is going to help them wonderfully.
Definitely, ma'am. So I guess we have taken up all the questions that we had for you. So let's wind up here, ma'am. I would like to thank you for such an informative and enriching experience. And I would like to extend a very warm gratitude on behalf of THA and on behalf of the B Jain Group. And I apologize to the learners if we have missed out on any questions, because we have a to time frame for this webinar. So thank you, ma'am. Would you like to say something to our learners?
Yes, definitely. I would like to say a few words to our learners. See, students and learners, whosoever is facing this exam, uh, life is an exam also. Please don't develop this fear or anxiety. If you don't get success in first time, it doesn't mean that you won't get in the next time. You should always have this habit of learning from the failures. Failures are very important, I think. A person who gets success in one go doesn't learn many things, he misses many things. So try to make your attitude very positive towards it, and then only you can have that frame of mind for studying and cracking the exam. So don't get that fear of failure. Failure will make you learn something or the other and to perform better in the next attempt. So make that consistent effort towards your goal, and I wish all of you the very best, and may you all be successful. And being a teacher, this is the best wish I can make for you all and help you all in the best possible way. Thank you so much. Thank you, Dr. Ria, for
Thank
giving
you
me
so
this
much.
platform. Thank you, THA.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you everyone for joining in. We will be taking your leave here. Thank you everyone, and team, and thanks to Team THA as well. We have been working hard with Dr. Pratibha ma'am to
I
bring to
know
you
the
the
kind
best.
of, I know, sorry to interrupt, I know the kind of hard work THA puts in and the perfection, I must say. Because whenever I used to send the modules and the content, I used to get the feedbacks in a very meticulous way, I must say. And every line is thrice, it is overviewed thrice to see that there should not be any error to whatever matter and content we are giving to our learners. So it is like thrice revising it and meticulously planning the all the animations, all the powerpoints at place to make visualization easy. And it's a great effort for THA and all the team. It's wonderful working with you people.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Likewise. Okay, so thank you everyone. Have a great day. And as you remember, we have offer of 35% off on our website. THA35 is your coupon code, and it is applicable on Dr. Pratibha ma'am's courses as well. So don't miss the opportunity. Go for it. And you already know how beneficial it will be for you. So have a great day, everyone. Keep learning, keep improving.
Good planning. Yeah.
Yes, ma'am.